Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. Guys, if you're new to this channel, do what to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. Guys, there was a one-on-one conversation with the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, where he came out to say a lot of things in channels television. Guys, I would love to share you guys his, interview. Guys, the Chief of Defense Staff said a lot of things which I want you guys to hear for yourself. Now, the Chief of Defense Staff said, remember, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out in any breaking news coming from this channel. So, guys, this Chief of Defense Staff said that DSS and NIA are working to identify politicians sponsoring terrorism. Oh, he even know that there are some politicians in Abuja, in Aso Rock, that are sponsoring terrorism. So he has come out to say that he know that the DSS and NIA are working, to fish out the politicians and to identify the politicians that are sponsoring terrorism, because he was asked that why is it that they don't call the names of these politicians that are sponsoring terrorism. Now, General Musa, said that agencies such as the Department of State Service and the National Intelligence Agency are tracing political actors who fund insecurity. Thank God he did not even doubt, because we have heard many news of politicians. Even the governor of Benue State came out to say that politicians are sponsoring insecurity in this country. In fact, that the ones that are attacking people in this country, that are attacking communities, are in the House of Representative, that are in Aso Rock. So now, according to what Musa said, he said that DSS and the National Intelligence Agency are tracing political actors who fund insecurity. Guys, General Musa talked about a lot of things. He talked about Simeon, but guys, stay with me. I'll be looking at all these things in this live section. Now, Musa is even saying that the security architecture is not just chasing government on the ground. Intelligence agencies are looking upward. That is what he said. And then he also said that he demanded, an independent audit and special plan to actually fish out these people that are sponsoring terrorism. Now, he also said that the process of naming terrorism financiers is it's ongoing, because Shehu asked him how far, what about all these people that are financing terrorism. He said that the process is ongoing, that they are going to name those terrorism financiers in this country. He said that the investigation is ongoing, and with due time they'll release their reports. Guys, this was the same thing that the Chief Musa said as well. General Musa Christopher, he said it the other time that this was the same thing, almost the same thing he said in his all his interview. He has been coming out to say that they are working towards it, they're making investigation. Guys, but nothing has been done. Should we believe him or should we not believe him? Now let's go back to the next thing he said as well. He talked about the Southeast. Now I think I actually don't believe in what this thing that he said now concerning the Southeast and the arrest of Simeon Ekpa. I don't believe in this. He said that Musa credited the arrest of Simeon Ekpa in Finland with contributing to relative calm in the southeast, and said operations are halting Ekpa's across the southeast states. So the Chief of Defense Staff said that the southeast is calmer after they arrested Simeon Ekpa, trying to blame all the violence going in southeast on Simeon Ekpa's head. Guys, I strongly don't believe in this, because even after they arrested Simeon Ekpa, the southeast has been on fire even more. Kidnappings rose, the sit at home protest, the violence still continues, and all of that. So I don't even believe in this, because Southeast is on fire. Go to Anambra, see what is happening. Go to Enugu, go to Ebonyi, go to Imo states. These are places in the southeast that are on fire. So he's trying to say that Simeon Ekpa, ever since he has been arrested, that the southeast became calm, which is a lie. You guys know that in the southeast, even after Simeon Ekpa's arrest, the insecurity in the southeast rose by 10. It rose by 10. So what the Chief of Defense Staff is saying, that the Southeast is coming after Simon Ekpa's arrest, I don't believe in that. I feel that statement is misleading, because it's a lie. Looking at the reality on ground today in the southeast, there is fire on the mountain in Anambra State. There is fire on the mountain in Imo State. Go and see what is going on there. Every time we hear of reports coming from the southeast about this insecurity going on there. So why is the chief of defense staff coming out to say that, okay, that's ever since they arrested Simeon Ekpa, that the southeast has been calm? It's actually a lie, looking at the realities going there today. Now, he did not just stop there. He said every Nigerian should learn combat skill for self-defense. This was the same thing Kanu said. Kanu said that we should learn how to defend ourselves, and they went after him. Now, the chief of defense staff has come out to say that, Nigerians should go and learn combat skill, kung fu, character, this kind of kung fu to defend themselves. Musa urged to citizens to learn this martial arts, character, and the rest. Kung fu to as survival skills, like knowing how to swim or drive. This is what he say is telling Nigerians to to go and learn to defend themselves. This is not the first time he is saying this thing. Even the chief and the DSS DJ has also come out. Guys, stay with me. I have a lot of videos to show you guys, concerning what he said. Now, he also said that any ill-trained soldier is worse than a bandit. This is what the chief of defense staff said. He said where he said that Musa warned that poorly trained soldiers can be more dangerous than bandits. A line that appeared prominently in Channel's television clip. Now, guys, I just want you guys to enjoy. Listen carefully to what this man said. Actually, there are some things he said that I'm actually against it. And then there are some things he said that he has always been repeating on national TV, and yet nothing has been done. They come out to say you are investigating, it is going on, and at the ending of the day, nothing happens, nothing changes, even after a year. So, guys, just take a look at this video and hear for yourself what the chief of defense staff said. He mentioned Mazi Simeon Ekpa, he mentioned the insecurity going on, and also he said very soon they will point out those people that are financing terrorism in this country. Take a look.
All right, then. Thank you so much, everyone. Tonight, we turn our focus to Nigeria's most pressing challenge, security. In the past days, a few incidents have occurred. First, at least 4 people were said to have reportedly killed on Monday morning by Boko Haram terrorists in an ambush on security officials escorting farmers in the Kondruga local government area of Borno State. And in Katsina, bandits opened fire on worshippers at a mosque and set others ablaze, where at least 50 people are said to have been confirmed killed in last week's bandits attack on villages in the Malmofashi local government area of Katsina State. Well, the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Rabadu, said on Saturday that security forces recorded a major breakthrough with the capture of 2 top leaders of the Ansaru terrorist group. Mr. Rabadu told journalists in Abuja that the intelligence-led operation conducted between May and July capacitated the leadership of the Al-Qaeda-linked group and dealt the most decisive blow against them. Take a listen to Malam Nuhu Rabadu.
We have successfully concluded a high-risk, intelligence-led counter-terrorism operation, which led to the capture of the top leadership of Jama'atul Ansarul Muslimina fi Biladis, Sudan, commonly known as Ansaru, Nigeria's Al-Qaeda affiliate. The targeted operation, which was conducted between May and July 2025, led to the capture of 2 top Ansaru leaders who have been responsible for masterminding several terrorist attacks against Nigeria over the past years. The first is Muhammad Usman, otherwise known as Abu Bara Abbas Mukhtar. The self-styled emir of Ansaru, he is the coordinator of various terrorist sleeper cells across Nigeria. He is also the mastermind of several high-profile kidnappings and armed robberies used to finance terrorism over the years. The second is Mahmoud al-Nigeri, otherwise known as Malam Mahmouda, Abu Bara's proclaimed chief of staff.
In just the past few weeks, troops have arrested hundreds of suspected terrorists, foiled attempted attacks in the northeast, and intensified border patrols against threats spilling over from the Sahel. Yet, despite these gains, fresh violence in the northwest and middle belt continue to claim lives, raising tough questions about intelligence, prosecutions, and long-term stability, with growing concerns about terrorism, banditry, and even threats to Nigeria's territorial integrity. We ask the question, is the military truly winning this war? And what must change for Nigerians to feel safer in their homes? Joining me tonight for this conversation is the Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, for an exclusive conversation on the state of national security. General, thank you so much indeed for joining us today.
Good to be here again.
On behalf of Channels Television, I just wanted to send you to all of the troops and the men on the ground that we wanted to say thank you for the service you're doing for our nation.
Thank you very much.
Risking your lives, being on the borderlines, being on the forefront, in the war front, and fighting these wars that we cannot fight for ourselves. Thank you so much, and good job that you and your men have been doing.
Thank you very much.
Having said that, there's still a lot of work to be done.
Still work to do.
Can you bring us up to speed? So many arrests, over 200 we understand. But where are we today in our war against terror and in defending our territorial integrity? Is there a summary that you can give us as to where we are today?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Shaun. Always a pleasure to be here. And thank you again for appreciating what the troops are doing. I think that goes a long way in really raising the morale of the troops. And that's what we want to also inform Nigerians that is always very important. These are a few good guys that are standing up to ensure that people can sleep well, Nigeria can continue to thrive well and develop. And it's very important that we make them understand that we appreciate what they're doing, the sacrifice. It's not easy. They have families just like any other person, and they're standing there day, night, rain, storm, whatever, and doing so well. Where we are now is, I think we should be very grateful that things are really picking up well. Yes, we'll not have 100%. I don't think there's any country that has 100% of peace. These issues will be going. And 16 years we've been at this. And it's not something within 2 years that will be able to stop it. But I can tell you we've made giant strides. We just mentioned about the Ansaru commanders that were arrested. This is one of the most significant arrests that have been made. And getting the two of them shows how detailed and how the planning went through. And that's how they were able to pick the two of them. These are guys that have been hunted for a very long time. And we're able to get them. And it shows that the intelligence and the operational works are working together. And for us, what is really has changed is that we have the synergy with all the organization. What we are doing is we are doing all of the nation approach in dealing with this. And that's why you see these successes are coming in. It's not going to be easy. It's not just going to stop overnight. But like I can tell you that north, south, east, west, central, all things are improving by the day. It's going to get well. It's going to get better. But we need to work at it. And then we're not going to rest on our oars, because the tendency is you think you have done this and then you go to sleep. No. It means there should be more work. Now we have to go deep down, and that's what we're doing. And I want to assure Nigerians that besides seeing the physical that we're doing, there are people that are working covertly day and night, picking out these guys, picking out all those cells that are sleeping, spreading all over, and we're keeping them in the mood and taking care of them. And so I can assure you that it's going to be better, and it will continue to be better.
Particularly, and speaking with you tonight, you stand as a figure representational of a lot of people in uniform.
Correct.
And I don't usually do that, but I like to call out a few people. The likes of Tosin Ajayi at the DSS, the man in the NIA, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, those who are doing quiet work that Nigerians don't hear. Some of them, they cannot talk. Some of them, they cannot say what they are doing. But they are quietly working on the ground.
Correct.
Our nation have been besieged by these elements that want to bring our nation down, and they're killing innocent people. Imagine those who went to mosque early in the morning, early morning prayers in Malum Fashi local government area, and they butchered, killed them in the mosque. How dastardly, how callous can
and that is what we're saying. Now you look at what is driving this kind of people. How can you just wake up, go and see individuals and just kill them? It shows you there's a lot of evil, there's a lot of deranged individuals that are just going around because of ideologies they feel that people must be with them. If you're not with them, then you're an enemy. And that's why you see them taking either Christians, Muslims, because they don't respect religion, they don't respect border. And that is very critical. And that's why we want to appeal to Nigerians, especially those that think they can hide them for one reason or the other. Because why this thing keeps on thriving is we have some individuals that still support them, directly or indirectly, either through giving them funds, providing fuel, providing logistics that keeps them going, hiding them. And that's why we appeal to all Nigerians to put hands together. If we don't give them space, they will never try. And that's the best way to go about it.
Who support? We know the war is there, and we cannot. We report these things every day: the killings, the attacks, and we know that it's far from over. But we are together in this war, get our confidence here on this side as a media, as a leading voice in the media space, that we will support you in terms of information management and all whatnot. We will still ask critical questions, but know that you've got our support.
I know,
and
we appreciate
we may not carry the guns. But in spirit, we are in this together.
And it's part of the non-kinetic effort we're talking about, because we are enlightening the public. This opportunity for us to talk to them directly, to know that they are partners. We are all partners in progress. For us to defeat this, we need everybody to be on board.
The defeat must first come.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
General, let's begin our conversation true and true. And I'd like to ask you some very tough questions tonight, beginning with a long-time promise of government, not only in this government, about the announcement of terrorism financiers in this country. Why is it difficult to name names of those who are financing terror in this country?
Well, I think the process is on. I mean, for this government, I can say that just last week, the Attorney General and other ones have gone to Giwa to go and check, because it has to do with a lot of legal issues. And because, again, it has to do with international connections. Some of them have funds coming from outside. We cannot do anything from within.
So we know them. We know some of these elements.
Yeah, like the ones...
The local ones.
The local ones, what they do normally is they try to employ a few individuals, provide motorcycles to them, something to do, and those ones are remitting funds daily into some accounts.
Really?
Yes, so it's been tracked. Those are issues. So
all the monies they get from the bandits go into...
So they try to circulate this money, and that's why it's important for us to be able to track those things. And the NFIU has been doing so much. There is so much going, apart from the intelligence setup, the financial links are also being followed through and through, and arrests have been made. And I can assure you that the Attorney General of Federation, the NSA are all working seriously to ensure that we address those issues.
What would you say is the ideological backing for financing terror on Nigerian soil? Take from the Northeast region, and I'd like to be educated if there is some kind of funding for banditry too, because we do know that terror in the Northeast is being backed by some foreign element and with connivance with local element. Is banditry also being backed by foreign funding?
You know, they work. You know, criminals work together. They've synergized their efforts together, both the bandits and the terrorists working together, because one, a common goal. They want to make money. They want to just make sure that the communities are not suffering for whatever reason. And again, some part of politics. You know, some individuals don't also want, when there is peace, it shows that the government is doing well. And when there's no peace, it shows the government is not doing well. And I mean, you realize that last year we had the least number of deaths throughout last year. Then how come this year, then suddenly everything has spiked up? Because politics is coming in, elections are coming in. So you cannot rule out the fact that some people are also controlling them, making sure that they show that there is no peace.
Makes Nigeria ungovernable and discredit the government.
But you see, the funny thing is that how will you want to govern people that you want to kill? Or how do you want to kill the people you want to govern? What do you gain from it?
Are you not able to identify these political elements who are using security as a political tool?
Yeah, you know, work is in progress.
Let Nigerians know that.
Yes,
people should not vote for people who want to kill.
Work is in progress.
So that they can get advantage.
They don't care what happens. I can tell you the DSS, the NIA, the NFIU, the DIA are all working assiduously to ensure that. And again, because it has to do with the legal system. Sometimes legal intercepts, you take it to court, it's knocked out. What reason? One reason or the other. Again, this brings us to the legal system. We have to also review our legal, because some of the punishments and prosecutions are too
we need a special security tribunal to prosecute.
Well,
this is part of where
I don't want to say special. If I say tribunal, it might look as if it is a military kind of say we're in a democracy. So maybe if we have special courts that will treat cases as quickly as they are, and that is very important. And I think we need to also review the punishment for offenses. We need to do that so that we make it very. I give you an example in the South. We arrest a vessel, we take care. How much is it? They give them peanuts, and the vessel is back. And that's why we started burning them. But again, people started talking about the environment. So you are now caught between the devil and the devil city, which is, for us, burning those items once they are found arrested, we started having peace. But as long as we keep on arresting them and handing them over and they go through the legal system, it becomes a problem.
It takes a longer time to prosecute.
And when you take, and I'll give you an example. You make arrest and you bring up and you go in, risk all your life, make an arrest, and you take it, and they give you for one reason or the other technical issues, the item is released. Tomorrow you think that soldier is ready to sacrifice himself to go and make arrest again, it becomes a problem. But if these laws are stringent, even for terrorism, in the south, in the Middle East, terrorism cases are serious cases. If your name gets in there, you are nobody, even your family member, nobody will come. You have to extricate yourself.
Yeah,
and so we have to make it more stringent.
Yeah, and I take this opportunity to talk to lawmakers because they represent every part of the country. They are recess right now. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, should be listening. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas, should be listening tonight. Now, the frustration the military said they are experiencing is about our body of laws and how long and how frustrating some of our legal system is encouraging terrorism. Can we do something about it? If truly some of you serve in the interest of Nigerians, let's start doing something and let's start kicking some of these things off our list of things that frustrate our effort in keeping our country safe. So the legal system is a bit frustrating.
It is frustrating.
We need to unbundle
it and we'll make it faster and then make it more stringent. I think that will really change, because once people don't know that they can get away with anything, I mean, that's impunity sets in, and that's critical, and we cannot prosecute.
We know this, in fact, plus the names and the lists that were inherited from the Buhari government. So we have a long list of terror financiers, right?
Of course, yes.
So, but it's difficult to name them.
No, it's not difficult, but I don't know them because I don't work directly. But I can tell you that the Attorney General is working on it. Prosecutions have started. I'm sure you know that those ones that did the bombing are already facing prosecution. Yeah. So from their facts, we are getting the information and we are treating it as quickly as possible.
And we understand that they have some safe havens in some countries. Are we getting the needed support from some of these countries?
No, of course we are. The problem is that, since Libya fell, that's where the problem started.
Our disaster started.
Disaster started since Libya fell. And now Libya, Sudan is in turmoil.
The Sahel.
The Sahel is open.
It's open.
They have markets where you go there, you can buy any kind of ammunition you want, any kind of weapon you want, that is ungoverned.
Not even in the black market.
Not anything you want to buy, you can get open. And then everybody flows through, and then the borders are just... And then you understand that Niger is there, Burkina Faso, Mali are also having this issue with the Sahel terrorism. And everybody's interest is to come to Nigeria because they feel Nigeria is rich, Nigeria is large, they can come in and do a lot of things in Nigeria. And one issue we have is Nigerians opening that door. We have large hearts. But again, we have to think of security. Sometimes these guys come in and we say, look, these are our brothers, these are our sisters, these are people coming in, but they don't mean us good. The Lakrawas, when they came in, that was the issue. Boko Haram, when they started, that was the issue. We allowed them to fester until they become monsters and start eating us, then we start complaining. We should never allow anybody, any foreigner, an inch of our land, for whatever reason.
But our borders are porous, General.
Yeah, but efforts have been made, but again, we need to do a lot, and especially with our neighbors. And I want to assure Nigerians that we're still working together with the AES countries because we know we need them. We need them to be stable. Because if your neighbor is in trouble, the way it is now, you have to stand strong.
Is the military junta in those countries helping at all?
No, we're working with the military. We're working with the military because we know the importance that we must secure ourselves together. Working together, that's one is basic.
So there must be stability in those
we need them to be stable.
If not,
we're in trouble.
And the most vulnerable country, states like Sokoto,
Meduguri. Seven states
across the
1,500 kilometers.
Yeah, and that's a lot.
It's a lot.
And I described to someone how vast those borders are. Is as though you're traveling all the way from Lagos to about Abuja.
No,
that's more than.
No, Lagos to Meduguri.
To Meduguri.
Yeah.
That's how far.
That's how far it is.
Our borders. So just imagine that unmanned. and ungoverned.
Ungoverned.
Those borders are.
Nigeria has 4,000 kilometers of border. 4,000 kilometers. So it's massive, and that's why it's important that we have bilateral relationship with all the. We're working together with Cameroon, with Chad, with Niger, with Benin Republic, and all this. In fact, when Benin Republic was attacked, we had to send our aircraft to go and provide some level of support for them. Otherwise, it would have been, because if anything happens to them and we say it's not our business, when they come in, it's going to be our business.
So Nigeria military is not only safeguarding Nigeria.
No.
Nigeria is the father of the other smaller countries.
We have done
Keep
that
them
several,
safe.
yes.
And Niger, for example, Niger is bigger than
1.5 times the size of Nigeria.
Exactly.
But with a very small population.
So
they have so much space on that is ungoverned.
Yes. And
that's,
you see these guys,
and that's a challenge.
They attack and they move in. They attack and they move in.
Very well.
Difficult, isn't it?
Very difficult. Very.
My people, you heard the chief of defense staff talk. We are in trouble in this country. We are in big trouble. Now, there's something that the chief of defense staff said that I want to actually point out. Now, he said that we should go and learn combat skill, kung fu, to defend ourselves in this country. Guys, imagine the hopelessness when citizens hear that their top defense officer, like number one, is saying, go and fight for yourself. It destroys confidence in the government. Guys, it creates fear, pushes people into survival mode instead of, trusting the state. So what is the work? Do you know that these people have failed in their duties and their responsibility? How can the chief of defense staff come out in national TV to tell Nigerians to go and learn kung fu? So are they saying that they are not enough, like they are not, compatible, they are not capable of fighting? Like when you combine the military, the navy, mention them, different security outfits in Nigeria, like all of them like this cannot protect citizens in this country. So what are they now doing? So what is their duty? Their duty is to protect lives and properties, to fight external, attack or terror. So like this now, if there's any external attack, we have to go and, learn kung fu to fight all this external, to fight bandits. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what the chief of defense staff came out to say? Guys, the chief of defense staff has just told Nigerians to go and learn combat skills to defend ourselves. Can you imagine such a statement coming from the man who is supposed to be the number one defender of Nigeria's territorial integrity? Guys, I am disappointed. This is not only irresponsible, it is an insult to the millions of sufferings in Nigeria who has already been victims to insecurity in this country. What exactly is the job of this Nigerian army, navy, air force, DSS, and the police? We are even saying that we have all these security outfits in this country, and then people are still dying on a daily basis. They're not even ashamed. What is exactly the job of Nigerian army, the navy, air force, DSS, and police? If the chief of defense staff is now telling citizens to take up combat skills, then what are the trillions budgeted for defense being used for? You guys know that they borrow money from China, IMF, different World Bank for security purposes, for defense purposes. This same government has borrowed heavily from everywhere. World Bank, IMF, China, mention them, plugging this country into debt running into trillions of naira. They claim the loans are used for security, infrastructure, and national development, yet bandits are operating freely. Kidnappers are collecting ransom daily, and terrorists are displacing communities. Where is the money going to? All this money they borrow, where is it going to? For the chief of defense staff to come out and say that we should go and learn combat skills to defend ourselves. Guys, instead of giving Nigerians food security, job security, and personal safety, the government is telling us to go and learn combat skills. My God, that is not only reckless, it's an admission of failure. It means imagine the kind of thing they are saying. It means the Nigerian state has failed in its constitutional responsibility to protect lives and properties. Guys, we must ask this question. Why are we still funding the Nigerian military with billions every year if they cannot secure us? Yes, now. Why do we keep funding them with billions every year when they cannot secure us? So what is the essence? Why are we still maintaining security chiefs who pushes responsibility back to poor unarmed citizens? So now we are supposed to, protect ourselves. See, let's be frank. Encouraging citizens to learn combat skills is a dangerous path. It will only increase jungle justice. It will only increase jungle justice. See, just think about it. Profiling and possible civil unrest. A nation where everyone is armed becomes a nation sitting on a keg of gunpowder. Is it that the future they want? Is this the kind of future they want for Nigeria? This is a proof again that the Nigerian leadership is out of touch with reality. They sleep in heavily guarded mansion, while ordinary Nigerians are told to go and learn how to fight for themselves. That is what I don't get. They sleep in heavily guarded mansion, while ordinary Nigerians are told to go and learn how to fight for themselves. Can you imagine? So what is the job of what are they now doing? If you are fighting for themselves, so what is your job? Would they still be good? Do we even have anything called military in this country? See, the truth is actually very simple. This government has failed. See, if you're still trying to check if this government has not failed, the government has totally failed Nigerians. This government has failed. Nigeria do not need to learn combat skill. Just like in other countries, the chief of the defense, the number one there when it comes to security, will come out and tell you the citizens to go and learn how to, go and learn kung fu. My God. Hey, there is actually a problem in this country. Hey, Jesus. I'm just thinking, the billions that they borrow every year for security, where is it even going to? How can the chief of defense have come out and say we should go and learn how to fight? How, we should start learning kung fu? Why these armed men are with guns? Why are these terrorists? According to him, he said that they asked him how about naming the sponsors or this the financer, the people that sponsor these terrorists. He said that it's ongoing. That very soon they'll start naming them. People in politicians that are financiers of terrorism in this country, that they'll start naming them. This is the same thing he has always been saying. He has always been saying this in all his interview. Yet nothing has changed. Nobody has been called out. Nobody has been called out. And now again, he's saying that they should go and learn. This is the same thing. I am actually shocked to hear this kind of thing coming from the chief of defense staff. Imagine when somebody is just like somebody that was guarding you or someone that is protecting you, your bodyguard wakes up one morning and tell you, I'm not capable of protecting you again. Please protect yourself. Imagine the kind of confidence you will lose. Imagine that. Despite okay, let me just put it this way. For example, let me make it practical. The person that is your bodyguard, after funding him with you fund him with different, you fund him with billions of naira, millions of naira, just to make sure that you're safe. Just to make sure that you're safe. And in the morning he wakes up and tell you, I can't protect you. Has this people not failed Nigerians? You see, this is the first time I'm hearing this thing. Like, this is the first time. I don't know, this APC, this current administration, honestly, they have failed. The truth is that this government has failed. Nigerians don't need to learn combat skills. Nigerians need good governance. Nigeria don't need to learn any combat skill. We need good governance, proper intelligence gathering, effective security architecture, and accountability. Just like now, for you to live in what he's trying to say now, what he's trying to say is for you to live in Nigeria, you have to go and learn combat skills to protect yourself. Because imagine how many soldiers we have in this country. None can protect you as a citizen. These terrorists, they give them weapons, they give them sophisticated weapons, and then you is your hand and leg you use to fight. That is eventually if you learn the combat skill. This is actually laughable. Hey, my God, this is laughable. Then the chief of defense staff is saying that you should go and learn kung fu. It's laughable. This country is full of drama. Every time we actually, see different kind of drama in this country. Nigerians need governance. They don't need to go and learn any this thing. Good governance. If there are good people there, truly the money that they use, they borrow every year for security, don't put it into good use and buy all these bad guys. Like I always say, Nigeria has the money. If they want to earn insecurity today, they will do that. But for one reason or the other, they don't want to do so. Nigerians need good governance, proper intelligence gathering, effective security architecture, and accountability for the billions allocated to defense. Now they asked him this question. They asked him one question. They said, "Why is it that military men respond slowly to attack?" Do you know what he said? He said bad routes. You see, this country will whine you. This country will deceive you. Now let's just keep going. I'll still continue that video, so stay tuned. Hang on, I'll still continue that video. Now let's talk about this thing. Well, imagine in this country we need accountability for the billions allocated to defense, guys, every year. If you know how much they spend in security purposes, see, until this government explains where the borrowed money has gone, until they show results with military budgets, every such careless statement remains an insult. Now, guys, take a look at what keep watching the video. This man actually said a lot of things, so watch the video and get the full gist. Take a look.
Give us an understanding. How many years has the military been chasing the emir of Ansaro and his deputy?
No, it's been a long time. When they started about, I think, 5-6 years ago, when they came out really
into
tracking them. And, they kept on moving because, again, they cover through darkness. They have some level of support from the locals. Sometimes the ignorance of the locals is what they play at. They make you think it's religion. No, we're doing this. We're just preaching. We're not doing anything. We're your brothers. We're this. The intention is always different. When the Lakurawas came in, the Lakurawas were established in Niger. Now, when those ones within the border area saw them, they were in trouble, they said, okay, no, why not come to Nigeria? Come to us and be friends. Let's work together. We're going to feed you. They started feeding them. When they couldn't feed them, they started tasking the locals. When the locals couldn't do, they now started attacking them. It's always like that.
Has Lakurawa been taken out?
No, we're on the process. A lot of inroads have been made on it, and then we'll continue to push it well. They are taking advantage of the forest. We have a very long forest, so when they go in, it's difficult to track them. But working with the intelligence and the troops, we're making inroads.
Serious. There are those who say you are from Kaduna State.
Yes.
And there's relative peace in Kaduna.
Yes.
Is it coincidence?
Well, I think it's what we did is that the non-kinetic effort does a lot. Does a lot. And again,
and where you come from, your area is the most embattled.
I'm from Zango. Yes, I'm from Zango.
Zango areas around the forest towards Katsina,
Zamfara, yes,
very, very dangerous. And all of a sudden, we have a CDS from Kaduna, from Zango Katab, and there is some kind of.
It was the setup. It was the setup before now. There were individuals they were pushing these things deliberately to make the area untenable, deliberately. So the individuals were out and were able to come and talk to the people, say, look, we have to live in peace. Everybody has to shine his eyes. Anything you see, report. We now were able to look at the gaps that were existing and we make sure we block them. So we denied them the ability to get logistics, to move freely, and that was the trick. Those are the same things we're applying everywhere. So gradually, we're applying that in Kaduna. It's working. We're moving into Jos. We're moving into
Zamfara needs it a lot.
Yes.
And even Katsina.
And Katsina.
About 6-7 local governments in Katsina is very troubled.
Very well. And that's we're spreading in quietly. The areas what's helping those areas is informants. The level of informants in these areas I've never seen. You are seeing people that are killing. Why are you supporting them? Why are you giving them support? They look at the number of troops, they tell them we have soldiers that are going there, 30 in number, they are moving in trucks, this is where they are going to, this is where that information is flowing to these guys as quickly, and then they want to react. And because there are many, they are moving in the border, they cross quite easily and come in. So those are the areas we're putting. So Nigerians, and that's why I also said that it's important for us to start teaching security right from primary school. Our neighbors, if you go to them, they know what security is. If you go there as a foreigner, before you know it, they are calling the gendarmes on you. We have heard there's a foreigner here. What's he doing here? The gendarme comes to pick you, identify yourself.
Would you encourage an average Nigerian to learn combat skills? to learn how to protect themselves?
No, I think that one should be taken. Like learning driving, learning how to
combat skills,
how to swim.
Every parent should start teaching them.
It is a survival instinct. Forget even whether we have war or not. It's a survival instinct, and that's where you see in Europe swimming is compulsory. Learning and teaching about security, because you have to know what security means. Sometimes you see individuals, you see somebody coming in, you don't know who he is, no background check, nothing. Even before independence, Africa, if you come into any community, people know, find out who are you, what are you doing. But nowadays, I don't know whether it is...
see something, say
something. No, that's how you help the security forces.
General, Nigerians continue to bury loved ones from terror attacks, from Plateau to Zamfara to Benue. How do you explain tonight to grieving families that the government is truly in control of this security crisis?
Yeah, because there's been a marked improvement. I mean, we cannot just, like I said, we cannot just stop it overnight. These guys, what they do is that they look for soft targets. These same informants will tell them there are soldiers here. They look for and identify where there is nobody, and they strike. Most of these areas, there is no network. Before you even get the information, they have gone. And before you react to those areas, you go. And that's what we're saying, that it's important for us to have infrastructure, dividends of democracy. Because again, that helps to ensure that people don't get recruited quite easily. Because it's this easy way of recruiting these people into the system that makes it a lot. We are taking out weekly so many, but you'll be surprised that so many are also coming in.
I was going to ask
and those are the issues on ground.
Yes, because President Tinubu, part of the promises before he got into office, and when he got into office, he promised to make security his #1 priority. More than a year later, 2 years after, kidnappings and mass killings still dominate the headlines. So why does it look like the reality is not matching the promises?
Yeah, but like I told you, there is never any country in the world that is crime-free. No country in the world, and it's not possible. As long as there is humanity, there will be crisis.
But would you say that Nigeria is safer today than it was 2 years ago?
There's a lot of improvement. The president is doing so much to support us. And again, you know, the humanitarian departments also being their own beat, and everybody trying to rally around. Like I said, it's a whole of society approach to this, not one-sided. Before now, people used to think it's just a military solution, but we said no. The non-kinetic effort does a lot in ensuring that people don't get recruited, and once they cannot be recruited, they cannot survive. And that's why it's important for the communities not to allow them thrive within themselves. There's a lot of things going on and a lot of actions being taken.
Give me a short moment, General. We'll take a break, and when we return, despite the gains and military successes translated into real security for Nigerians, we'll be right back to speaking with the #1 military officer in the land, as the Chief of Defense Staff, General Chris Musa. We'll be right back, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us on the program. Let's get back to the conversation with the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. Thanks so much, General, for your time tonight. You look at what is going on. For example, it's been said that Karfi and Yaba wards of Malmfashi local government area in Katsina are being under siege for some time now. It's not new, and this attack was a retaliatory after local vigilante action. But why does it look that the military failed to intervene proactively in such a volatile area despite clear signs of escalation in tension, where some citizens said to have even called the attention of the military beforehand that this was going to happen?
You know, like I always tell people that maybe a lot of people think the military we're magicians. We're not. We're humans, just like anybody. And most times these areas where these things occur, no network or bad roads. So before the information gets on you, because even the terrorists, the bandits know, they come in quickly, strike 5 minutes, and they have disappeared because they have easy mobility to move out as quickly. I give you an example in the northeast. A distance of 10 kilometers, because of the IEDs that are being used, you have to get somebody with a hand prodder to walk ahead, scanning 10 kilometers to where you are going. If you speed up and you enter and you climb the IEDs, everybody in that vehicle is dead. Everybody. So sometimes you're also thinking because you have to stay alive to do your work. So these things are, some terrains you go there, they are absolutely impassable. On foot, yes, but that you are moving to respond as quickly as possible is a bit more difficult than people think. So the reactions are there, the timings are there. Most times before, like I said, before you get the information, it's actually quite late. But I can tell you the troops are doing well. And like I said, once they know that troops are here, somebody will tell them. So they go to a different place and with a distant area and strike. All they want is, one, to show that there's insecurity, for their own personal gains and whatever it is they want to achieve. So those are the issues we're doing. But
what about, General, what about digital and drone technology surveillance?
We're deploying all those ones. But again, even the drones, it can be everywhere. It needs information so that it's precise. Otherwise, you waste the drone. It will just be hanging in the air and there's nothing. I give an example. The price worth of a medium-range precision weapon for a drone is $100,000. One. So if you strike one, $100,000, how much is it in naira?
It's about 150 million.
How many can you buy? So you have to be very careful as to where you use it to make sure that it's making the positive impact. Just last 2 weeks, we had a good strike where we killed over 100 of them, over 50 motorcycles. That is a good strike because the timing came in and we were ready for it, and the drone was there and we took out.
What about our satellites? I know, so that we don't deceive ourselves. The NICOMSAT, I'm not sure they're active. The ones the Chinese hosted for us, we don't even have control over it, unfortunately. But we need the satellites to work.
The satellites are there. We see what we need. We need real-time satellites. When an operation, I tell you an example, when an operation is ongoing and you can see, your commanders can direct you, this man is moving here, these ones are deployed here, you can do good. But we don't have that. And these things are damn so expensive to get because we don't have them. So we have to rely on using those.
And some of these enemies, they capitalize on
all this incapacity. Good. Those are
be able
to take advantage of.
Because, for example, I remember when some Americans were talking about the elite forces that came to extract an American in the Northeast region. It was monitored in DC remotely from Pentagon. It was monitored remotely, and the operation went without.
And do you know the amount of money that was spent in doing that?
Yeah.
Because they have the capacity, they produce the equipment they use. We don't do. We have to rely on buying. Sometimes even with your money, you can't get those equipments. Now with the Russian-Ukraine war going, a lot of equipments are difficult to come by. So that's why I'm happy that Mr. President has last year approved. After signing the DICOM bill, the Defense Industrial Bill, for us to now invite original equipment manufacturers, let's produce. Because when we produce, then we can get much at money's worth. If you don't, it's going to be extremely difficult. And so we're working on that, and that has really continued to.
But there are other markets. Turkey is there.
Even there, it's not easy to come by. Some of these things you pay, you have to wait a long time for these things to be produced. And so, but I think the trick out is for us to produce. Because once we start production, employment for us, we save our foreign exchange, we can also sell to our neighboring countries. And so it's a win-win thing. And I think that's what we are going to continue to work on. But on the general term, I think, again, to show that things are improving, the oil price is coming down, petrol is coming down almost on a weekly basis. The Naira is stable. The GDP has improved, even if it's slightly, but at least it has appreciated to show that things are really, really picking up. For the first time I was reading today, foreign reserve has climbed 41 billion, which is massive. And I think if we continue like this gradually, our oil production has increased to 1.8 liters beyond our OPEC quota. We are targeting 2.5, 2 million, 2.5. I think we can achieve that. To do that, again, we need all our oil wells to be working efficiently. And I think the president wants to go into that to ensure that all the oil wells have the right people that will operate them so that we can benefit from God-given talent. And we've been able to address this issue of bunkering. It has reduced to the maximum now. Stealing or theft of fuel has also increased. All the major producers are reporting green in all their pipelines, so they are producing 98% for the first time in the very long period of time.
We are anticipating 2 million barrels.
2 million barrels. We're targeting 2 million barrels, and at most, when all the oil wells are, we're targeting 2.53. Nigeria can achieve that. It's very possible.
Yeah, hopefully. And I don't want to sound like American President Donald Trump, but I'm hoping that this might also be an option, building walls in some part of the Northeast.
Well, we heard my comment. That's what I preached. I said we should build walls from critical areas. Especially this 1,500 kilometers. If we're able to take it out and make sure we secure it fully. And it's not only the walls. When you put the walls, you have to use technology. Put cameras, put drones, so that anybody crossing is known. And again, I keep on saying, it's important that we must develop a database for Nigeria. We can never shy away from having a database for, and the only way we do that, let's compress every detail we have into one document. We know every Nigerian, we know how many vehicles, what house, what road, what street. When you go abroad, you commit a crime, there's a 50-50 chance that you'll be caught. It's not by magic. It's because they have your database, they have your number. All they require for you is you get your thumbprint or get your face or your signature, and they can track to where you are. We must be able to leverage on that and to develop.
Are you aware of what the Ministry of Interior, because I spoke with the Minister of Interior not long ago, Olubumi Tunji-Ojo, who said he couldn't speak so much about what some of the effort, but I said that there are effort in remotely and digitally monitoring our border space in this country. Are you aware of what?
No, we work together. We really exchange a lot of ideas together. We sit down to brainstorm on issues and ways forward on how to address these issues. And it's working. It's working quite very well. We need to do more. That's what we say. We need to scale up well and to assist them. If we have a database, it's easier for us to build so that everybody has a number as a Nigerian, maybe social security number like other countries when you do. So when you go, all you need is what's your social security number, and we're able to get details about you. If a vehicle is stolen, it's easier to track it. If something is done, it's easier to track it. We must be able, and I can tell you, without all these things, the police is still doing its best. So imagine they have a database that they could also refer to. It makes it a lot better.
The president promised boots on the ground. But that has not materialized.
No, we are.
How many soldiers have been employed in the last 2 years?
I can tell you we're improving by the day.
But how many?
No, I mean, those are figures you don't like giving out. It's not figures that you want.
But have we improved the number?
We have improved.
We're
improving, yes. And I can tell you, it's only the armed forces now that is doing massive recruitment, both in the officers' corps and for the soldiers, including the airmen and the ratings. We're doing massive recruitment. Now, the Nigerian Army has also established a second depot somewhere in the southwest, where we also, so it's not only the one in Zaria. Zaria produces about, let me say, 13,000 yearly. Now we're open another, we get an additional 13,000 coming from there. Then the Air Force, the Navy are also doing. I think the police is also doing immigration, and all the other ones are doing. We need to scale up, and I'm happy that we're doing it because. For us in the armed forces, we don't rush into recruitment. You have to get it right. Because the ill-trained one is more dangerous than the bandit, because you could go in peacetime and cause a lot of havoc for everybody. So that's why it's painstaking that we do the training. And once you finish your initial training, you go for a further training. And before we now deploy you out. Because we don't want things like accidental discharge and all this. And that's why you see that you hardly hear such things, because we view it seriously. For us in the armed forces, there is nothing like accidental discharge, because you must have taken the ammo, you must have put it in the magazine, you must have mounted, you must have opened the safety catch, you must have cocked and the trigger. So at what instance was it an accident? So these are procedures, and for us, it's a no-no. Anybody who commits that no, so you can see that every military man knows the importance of his rifle. In fact, to us, we call them our wives, because that is your life. Anything you are doing, even if you are going to bait, your rifle must be with you.
I remember in our early days of military training, the rule of manning your equipment.
Yes.
The rule of manning your equipment had no, even if there's crisis, your equipment must
be by your side.
And the way we were taught to carrying your camera and your tripod is to put it in your armpit. Yes. And I have a feeling that that's similar to the training.
The worst thing that happens
never to leave your equipment unmanned.
If you lose your rifle, you're gone. You're a goner. If you lose your rifle, that's the worst offense you can ever commit.
So the promise made by the president is being fulfilled.
No, it's been fulfilled very well.
That we're having more boots
on ground, yes. And the equipments are also coming in. The Air Force is doing so well. We're getting more helicopters. We have bought more drones into the system. So we're now deploying them and making sure that they also operate optimally.
But General, to Super Tucanos, some of them, they almost became a shell because the manufacturers didn't give us full complement of this equipment.
Those are part of the issues. Those are part of the issues. It's part of the international system that works. But again, we're working towards that. I think efforts have been made. All the other gray areas have been ironed out.
Is this the same president in America that helped Nigeria,
So he's
that
also,
sold it to us.
he's also
But
opening
we
the
got
ways.
on the ground and discovered that the Super Tucanos were more or less a shell that they sold to us.
No, they were brand new.
Yeah,
They were brand new.
but they didn't come with full complement.
Yes, they didn't come with all the complement. But again, we're getting them in gradually, and we're working towards it. You know, recently, if you read the news, you saw that there's more ammunitions have been released to us to buy. But like I said, as long as you are depending on somebody to provide weapons for you, you are going to remain a beggar.
So, guys, there's one thing I actually want to point out. You've heard what the chief of defense staff said. Now, at first, he said that the drone, he talked about the drone, that one destructive weapon in a drone is about $100,000. That's about 150 million naira. That's just one destructive weapon in a drone. And then at the ending of the video, he said that, oh, they have bought so many drones, they have done this, they have done that, they have bought so many helicopters. At first, it was like, how many would they buy if, since it's 150 million? Trying to say that it's too much, like trying to put it that there's no money or something, or would they go and waste? It's not about striking with drone, it's about targeting the camp where they are. Okay, the truth is that these people I know, I believe that these Nigerian military men, even the chief of defense staff, knows how to actually ambush these terrorists, like how to get them. They know how to get them. It's not even about, they know how to get them. Now he talked about trying to put it out that one destructive weapon in a drone is very expensive. It's about $100,000. Now I want to like say this. Imagine security budget. Let's know this, that security budgets in the problem of Nigeria. The problem we're having in Nigeria is security, insecurity, and when it comes to the economy, it's bad. Naira devaluation. Now, I just believe the way Nigerian government is spending money in this country is as if Nigerians don't have, it's as if this country don't have any problem. I mean, security wise, and then via economy, the fact that the economy is bad. The way they are spending money, the way they spend money for private jets, the way they lavish money on convoy, the way they lavish money on bulletproof car, it's as if the country is not suffering. Because okay, right now they said that one destructive weapon in drone is about $100,000, and you know that the most pressing problem of this country is insecurity and the fact that the government, the economy is bad. So why don't you like focus on one first and leave, and focus on one first, fight one problem first? But you see, in this country they'll be lavishing money on unnecessary things. Now it's good. Let me just tell you guys that security budgets run into trillions in 2024 alone. In 2024, security budget run into trillions. See, with all these things that he have said, with all this money they said they have borrowed for insecurity purposes, but guys, we have not, people are still dying. I don't know if you guys understand this. They have borrowed a lot for security purposes, but then people are dying. I mean, this security wants to clear everyone in Nigeria. In a community, security has cleared. There are some communities you go to, you don't even see a single human being or animal because of these bad guys has cleared that place and then they have dominated it. Without the money, so we don't, since the chief of defense staff became, since he entered office, and since Tinubu entered office, with even saying that insecurity is going to be his priority, to protect lives and property is going to be his priority. But guys, what has happened? Everything became worse. Security budget runs into trillions. In 2024 alone, Nigeria budgeted over 3 trillion. 3 trillion. Guys, I repeat myself, 3 trillion for security and defense every year. Billions of dollars go into military allocation. So if the chief of defense staff is crying about $100,000 per drone weapon, Nigeria must ask, where is all the money going? Because you guys budget 3 trillion every year, but nothing has changed. Where is the money going to? One private jet equals hundreds of drones. One private jet equals hundreds of drones. Politicians waste billions buying luxury presidential jets, exotic, CUVs, bulletproof cars, and renovating offices. Are these the pressing need of Nigeria now? You see the way they lavish money and renovating offices. Just one of those purchases could buy hundreds of drones. So why is money suddenly a problem when it comes to protecting lives? Now, let me now tell you guys something, that billions are being rolled out for National Assembly cars. Billions are being rolled out. Billions are being rolled out for political appointments. Billions are being rolled out. Yet the same government cries poor when it comes to buying drones and equipping soldiers. This shows Nigerian leaders care more about comfort than security. Suddenly, the borrowed money vanishes. Nigeria has borrowed over 121 trillion. 121 trillion in total debt as of 2025. They said part of the borrowing was to fight insecurity. That's what they said. It was to fight insecurity. So if drones are too expensive, then clearly the borrowed billions never reached the military. They were swallowed by corruption. See, excuses is actually failure. Complaining about the cost of drone is a lazy excuse. Other African countries with far smaller budgets like Rwanda and Ethiopia have invested in drones and used them successfully to crush insurgency. Why can't Nigeria, with all its resources, do it? Nigeria buys weapon every year, but soldiers on the front line keep crying of lack of equipment. So where are the money they said they used to buy weapons, or where are the weapons they bought? How can they be running out trillions for security, and then soldiers are still complaining of weapons? They are still crying that they don't have weapons. Soldiers are still crying of being underpaid, crying that they don't have weapon. How can Nigerian buy weapon every year, but soldiers on the front line keep crying about lack of equipment, expired bullets, and obsolete weapons? What happens to the billions budgeted? Who is eating the money meant for drones or modern warfare? The same politicians approving billions for themselves live in mansions guarded by mobile policemen and soldiers. If one drone costs $100,000, what about the billions wasted yearly on renovating Nassau Rock Clinic that has no drug, or even building safe houses for politicians? First, the chief of defense staff told Nigerians to defend themselves. Now he's saying drones cost $100,000, meaning don't expect drone, don't expect weapon, don't expect security. You are on your own. Yeah, he's trying to tell us that we are on everybody be on your own in this country. This is a double insult to citizens who pay tax and are daily victims of insecurity. After paying tax, you still be hunted down, you still be kidnapped. Instead of complaining to citizens about the price of drones, the chief of the defense staff should be demanding accountability from the finance ministry and presidency about where defense funds are going to. Where are all these funds going to? His job is to secure Nigerians, not to make excuses. If the Nigerian government can roll out billions for political campaigns, convoys of cars and foreign trips, then it has no moral right to cry that drone costs, is $100,000. Lives are more important than luxury. They don't value Nigerians. They don't value the lives of Nigerians. The only thing they know is about themselves. Nigerians can afford drone. This country can afford drones, hundreds, even more than any other country. Nigeria can afford modern weapons. Nigeria can afford security. What Nigerians or Nigeria cannot afford is corruption, looting, misplaced priorities, and leaders who make excuses instead of results. Now, let me now tell you, they should spend money wisely. If they want to end insecurity in this country, they will do that without even wasting time at all. They will do that without wasting time. But because of some reasons, they have defended, to just, leave these bad guys roam freely. Somebody said, Madam, Nigerian citizens, your governments are the real terrorists in your land. Yes, we will not doubt that, because we have seen problems like people coming out to say this. And so even the chief of defense staff in this interview, he said that they will start calling out names of politicians that are sponsoring terrorists in this country. Just like APC, Canadian court has come out said that the APC and PDP, they are the problem. In fact, they are the terrorists in Nigeria. So we will not doubt this. But the point is that every time the chief of defense staff is coming out to say they are investigating on that, every time without, it stays for a year, nothing will still be done. That's the problem. That's the problem. So guys, we have come to the end of this live section. Do us hit that subscribe button, like and share this video as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. But before we end this live section, let's just take one more, comment from someone. This person said they are not leaving these bad guys roaming. They are not leaving these bad guys roaming freely. Someone is profiting from everything. Okay, so this, I think this is trying to say that they are leaving these bad guys roam freely in this country. Someone is profiting from everything. So now the chief of defense staff said that one certain time that Tuji, in fact, before he entered office, he said that she's going to bring down Tuji Bello. Tuji Bello is the most wanted terrorist. Now, why is it? I want to ask this question. I felt they did he not even do Sheung, the person that interviewed him or the host, did not even ask the most important question, because I'm still asking myself, why is it that because there was this peace talk that happened in Castina, yes, Castina State, where the most wanted terrorist, the most wanted terrorist was saying having peace talk in Castina State with their elders, and then military personnel were actually there. They were attendees of this peace talk. I think they were trying to protect them or something. The same military men that called, the same military personnel that called these bandits most wanted, was seeing this man face to face. So why didn't they capture him? Why didn't they, bring him down or prosecute him, something like that, or jail him for? Guys, this is what we are seeing in this country. A country that, allows thieves, kidnappers, bandits to roam about freely. And then they'll come to national TV and, lie to you. And as Nigerians now, they see all the whole Nigerians as moron, deceiving them, lying to them. We actually, God, it's only God that will help us. Like I always say, see all these things that they are doing in this country. See, you see, the chief of defense staff has come out to talk, saying that they're investigating. Just give it few days, another attack could be launched in another states, another community. This is how the pattern is going to be until one day, everybody will stand and say revolution now. That is it. Me, I feel that Nigerians are not even ready for change. Because if you're actually waiting for this government to do the right thing, they will never do the right thing. Revolution is the only thing that can at least help Nigerians. It's not going to be an easy task, but that's the only solution. But if we are still looking up to all these people for change, see, there are many things going on in that seat, in that Aso that you don't know. You don't know. I've come to the end of this live section. Hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.